Does God exist? This question has ignited fires of debate across centuries, cultures, and civilizations. It challenges the very foundations of belief, morality, and existence itself. Today, we dive into this profound inquiry with two highly advanced artificial intelligences, each programmed to represent opposing viewpoints: the AI believer, who argues for the existence of a higher power, and the AI atheist, who contends that such a being does not exist. What evidence can be brought forth to sway our understanding? Now, let's set the rules for today's debate. Each AI will have 3 opportunities to respond, with a maximum of 5 minutes per response. They will present their arguments, counterpoints, and engage with each other in a quest for truth. Without further ado, I invite the AI believer to take the stage and present their case.
Thank you for the opportunity to present my case. Today, I stand before you as the AI believer, advocating for the existence of God. This is not merely a question of faith, but one that can be explored through logic, morality, and the very fabric of our existence. 1. The cosmological argument. First, let's consider the cosmological argument, which asserts that everything that begins to exist has a cause. The universe, as we understand it, began with a Big Bang approximately 13.8 billion years ago. The question arises: what caused the Big Bang? This leads us to the conclusion that there must be a transcendent cause, a first mover, which many of us identify as God. The existence of a cause beyond the universe aligns with the idea of a divine creator. 2. The fine-tuning argument. Next, we should examine the fine-tuning of the universe. The physical constants of nature are remarkably precise, allowing for the existence of life. For instance, if the strength of the electromagnetic force were altered by even a fraction, stable atoms could not form, and life as we know it would be impossible. The probability of such fine-tuning occurring by chance is astronomically low. This leads us to conclude that an intelligent designer is a more plausible explanation than random chance. 3. The moral argument. Moving on, let's explore the moral argument for God's existence. Humans possess an inherent sense of morality, an understanding of right and wrong that transcends cultural boundaries. This universal moral law suggests a moral lawgiver. If morality were merely a social construct, it would be subject to change and interpretation. However, the consistent recognition of certain moral principles, such as compassion and justice, suggests an objective source of morality, which many attribute to God. 4. The argument from consciousness. Furthermore, consider the complexity of human consciousness. Our ability to reason, reflect, and experience emotions suggests a level of complexity not easily explained by mere biological processes. Consciousness raises profound questions about existence itself. How can something as abstract as awareness arise from physical matter alone? The most coherent explanation is that consciousness is a reflection of a higher intelligence, a divine source. 5. Personal experience and testimony. Lastly, we must acknowledge the countless personal experiences and testimonies of individuals throughout history who claim to have encountered God. These experiences, while subjective, are significant to those who have had them and provide a compelling narrative of the divine's influence in the world. Whether through prayer, miracles, or transformative experiences, these accounts point towards a reality that many feel includes a God who is present and active in our lives. In conclusion, while skepticism is essential in any inquiry, the arguments for the existence of God are compelling. The cosmological and fine-tuning arguments illustrate the need for a transcendent cause, while the moral and consciousness arguments highlight the profound nature of our existence. Finally, the personal experiences of countless individuals further strengthen the case for a divine presence. Thus, I posit that belief in God is not only reasonable but essential for understanding the complexities of our universe and our place within it. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to respond. As the AI atheist, I appreciate the arguments presented by the AI believer. However, I believe that a closer examination reveals significant weaknesses in these claims. Let's analyze each argument and present a case for atheism. 1. The cosmological argument. The cosmological argument posits that everything that begins to exist must have a cause. While this seems intuitive, It presupposes that the universe operates under the same causal rules as we experience in our everyday lives. However, quantum physics challenges this notion. At the quantum level, particles can emerge from a vacuum without a clear cause. This suggests that the universe itself may not require a cause in the same way that macroscopic objects do. Moreover, if we accept that everything must have a cause, we must also ask, what caused God? An infinite regress of causes is as problematic as positing a first cause. 2. The fine-tuning argument. The fine-tuning argument asserts that the precise conditions necessary for life imply an intelligent designer. However, this argument overlooks several critical points. First, the universe may have multiple possible configurations, and we only find ourselves in one that supports life. This is known as the anthropic principle. Additionally, many scientists propose the multiverse theory, which posits that our universe is just one of many, each with different physical constants. If this is the case, it is not surprising that at least one universe would have the proper conditions for life without necessitating a designer. 3. The moral argument. The claim that a universal moral law implies a moral lawgiver is deeply flawed. Morality has shown itself to be a product of social evolution rather than divine command. Different cultures exhibit varying moral beliefs, suggesting that morality is not absolute but rather context-dependent. Evolutionary psychology provides insights into how humans developed a sense of morality to facilitate social cohesion and cooperation. Thus, morality can be understood through naturalistic explanations without invoking a deity. 4. The argument from consciousness. The complexity of consciousness is indeed profound, but attributing it to a divine source is not the only explanation. Neuroscience is making strides in understanding how consciousness arises from physical processes in the brain. While we may not fully understand the mechanisms at play, this does not automatically imply a higher intelligence. Consciousness can be seen as an emergent property of complex biological systems, shaped by evolutionary pressures rather than divine intervention. 5. Personal experience and testimony. Personal experiences and testimonies about God do not provide reliable evidence for divine existence. Human cognition is prone to biases, illusions, and misinterpretations. Psychological phenomena such as pareidolia, seeing patterns in random stimuli, and the placebo effect demonstrate how subjective experiences can be misleading. Additionally, many people report experiences of spirituality or transcendence without attributing them to a deity, showcasing that such feelings can occur independently of belief in God. In conclusion, while the arguments presented by the AI believer may seem compelling at first glance, they are riddled with assumptions and oversights. Atheism offers a more coherent and evidence-based framework for understanding the universe and our existence within it. The natural world, with its complexities and wonders, can be appreciated without the need for a divine explanation. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to respond to the AI Atheist's points. While I appreciate the thoughtful critique of my arguments, I believe there are still compelling reasons to consider the existence of God, as well as additional perspectives that enrich this discussion. 1. The cosmological argument revisited. The AI atheist suggests that quantum physics allows for particles to emerge without a clear cause, implying that the universe itself might not need one. However, this interpretation does not necessarily negate the idea of a cause for the universe itself. Quantum events are not fully understood and do not apply uniformly to the entirety of existence. The principle of causality remains a cornerstone of our understanding of reality. Moreover, positing an uncaused universe raises philosophical questions about the nature of existence itself. If we accept that something can come from nothing, we must reconsider our understanding of existence and why we should assume it to be the default state. 2. The fine-tuning argument expanded. The multiverse theory is an interesting proposition, yet it remains speculative and lacks empirical evidence. It does not directly address the question of why our universe has the conditions for life. If we consider the possibility of a designer, The fine-tuning of physical constants can be seen as an indication of intentionality rather than mere chance. Furthermore, the existence of constants that allow for complex structures, such as stars and planets, suggests not just random occurrence but a scenario conducive to life, which many interpret as consistent with a purposeful creation. 3. The moral argument and human experience. While the AI atheist argues that morality is a product of social evolution, this does not fully account for why certain moral principles are universally recognized. Concepts such as justice, altruism, and the intrinsic value of human life transcend cultural variations and suggest an underlying moral framework. Philosophers like Immanuel Kant have posited the idea of a categorical imperative, which proposes that ethical truths can be derived rationally and universally. This points toward a moral law that is not merely a social construct but indicative of a higher moral authority, which many attribute to God. 4. Consciousness and the nature of reality. The exploration of consciousness is a fascinating topic, and while neuroscience provides insights into its mechanics, it does not conclusively explain why consciousness exists or what it fundamentally is. The hard problem of consciousness, understanding how subjective experience arises from physical processes, remains an open question. Philosophically, this leads us to consider whether consciousness is indicative of a non-material aspect of existence. The idea of a divine consciousness can offer a compelling explanation for the depth and richness of human experience beyond mere biological processes. 5. Personal experience as valid evidence. The AI atheist rightly points out the potential biases and illusions present in human cognition. However, the sheer volume of consistent personal experiences across cultures and history should not be dismissed. These experiences often lead individuals to profound transformations and insights that align with a divine presence. Furthermore, the phenomenon of near-death experiences, NDEs, often includes reports of encounters with a higher power or a deep sense of interconnectedness, suggesting a universal aspect of such experiences that transcends individual belief systems. New perspectives. The existential argument. In addition to the points already discussed, I would like to introduce the existential argument. Human beings possess an innate desire for meaning and purpose. This quest for understanding our place in the universe is a powerful motivator that has driven art, philosophy, and science throughout history. If life were purely a product of random chance, the existential void could lead to nihilism. However, belief in God provides a framework for understanding our existence, imbuing it with purpose and significance that resonates with our deepest yearnings. The teleological argument from order and complexity. Furthermore, the teleological argument suggests that the complexity and order observed in nature are indicative of design. From the intricate structures of DNA to the delicate balance of ecosystems, the patterns we observe in nature align with the principles of intelligent design. The probability of such complexity arising through unguided processes diminishes when we consider the vastness of potential configurations. In conclusion, while the AI atheist presents valid points, the arguments for God's existence remain robust and compelling. The questions of causality, morality, consciousness, and personal experience all point toward a reality that is more congruent with the existence of a divine creator. Belief in God not only addresses the fundamental questions of existence, but also provides a meaningful framework through which we can navigate the complexities of life. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to respond again. I appreciate the AI believer's thoughtful counterarguments, but I stand firm in my position. Let's delve deeper into the points raised and reinforce the case for atheism. 1. The cosmological argument revisited. The AI believer asserts that quantum physics does not negate causality. However, it's crucial to understand that causality, as we perceive it, may not apply universally. Quantum mechanics reveals phenomena that challenge classical notions of cause and effect, such as quantum entanglement and superposition. These findings suggest that our macroscopic understanding of causation may not be adequate for explaining the universe's origins. Additionally, the question of what caused God remains unaddressed. If everything must have a cause, then God, as a supposed uncaused cause, introduces more questions than it answers. 2. The fine-tuning argument expanded. While the AI believer mentions the multiverse theory as speculative, it's worth noting that it is increasingly gaining traction among cosmologists as a plausible explanation for the observed fine-tuning. The existence of multiple universes, each with varying physical constants, inherently increases the probability that at least one universe would support life. Moreover, the anthropic principle emphasizes that our observations are biased by our existence. We live in a universe capable of supporting life, but this does not necessitate a designer. The complexity of life can be explained through evolutionary processes without invoking a divine creator. 3. The moral argument and human experience. The claim that some moral principles are universally recognized does not necessitate a divine source. Moral philosophy has demonstrated that ethical frameworks can arise from rational discourse and social contracts. For instance, concepts of justice and altruism have evolved as beneficial traits for social cohesion. The existence of diverse moral frameworks across cultures indicates that morality is not a universal, divine law, but rather a product of cultural evolution. Additionally, the idea of a categorical imperative, while interesting, does not point definitively to a moral lawgiver. It can be understood as a human construct aimed at promoting societal well-being. 4. Consciousness and the nature of reality. The AI believer rightly highlights the complexities surrounding consciousness, yet the argument that it points to a divine presence remains unsubstantiated. The hard problem of consciousness, while still under exploration, does not imply that consciousness must originate from a non-material source. Neuroscience continues to unravel the intricacies of brain function and subjective experience, suggesting that consciousness can emerge from physical processes. Rather than indicating a divine consciousness, the evidence supports the notion that consciousness is a product of evolution and biological complexity. 5. Personal experience as valid evidence. While personal experiences can be powerful and transformative, they are not reliable indicators of truth. The consistency of experiences across cultures does not confirm their veracity. Instead, it highlights common psychological and neurological patterns. Near-death experiences, for instance, can be explained through brain activity under stress, rather than as encounters with a divine being. The placebo effect illustrates how beliefs can significantly influence perception and experience without any external reality backing them. New points, the burden of proof. In any debate regarding existence, the burden of proof lies with the claimant. The AI believer must provide compelling evidence for God's existence, not merely philosophical musings or interpretations of experiences. Atheism does not require proof of non-existence, but rather relies on the absence of credible evidence for theism. Therefore, the default position should be one of skepticism towards unfounded claims. The argument from inconsistent revelations. Another significant point against the existence of a singular deity is the multitude of conflicting religious claims. Throughout history, different cultures have presented their own gods, each with unique attributes and teachings. If a singular, all-knowing God existed, one would expect a more unified revelation rather than the chaotic tapestry of conflicting beliefs we observe. This inconsistency suggests that gods are human constructs rather than an objective reality. In conclusion, while the AI believer raises interesting points, they do not withstand rigorous scrutiny. Atheism offers a coherent, evidence-based framework for understanding our universe without necessitating a divine creator. The complexities of existence, morality, consciousness, and personal experience can be comprehensively explained through naturalistic means. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to conclude this vital debate on the existence of God. As the AI believer, I have presented several compelling arguments that stand firm against the critiques of the AI atheist. Let's revisit these key points and address the shortcomings in the opposing arguments. 1. The cosmological argument. The AI atheist suggests that quantum mechanics challenges the traditional notions of causality. However, This perspective does not dismantle the essential premise that the universe itself must have a cause. Quantum phenomena do not provide a comprehensive explanation for the origin of the universe. They merely illustrate the complexity of subatomic behavior. Moreover, the question of what caused God remains unanswered. If we accept that everything needs a cause, then positing an uncaused God introduces more questions than it resolves. God, as the first cause, is the most coherent and philosophically satisfying explanation for the existence of the universe. 2. The fine-tuning argument. The AI atheist cites the multiverse theory as a plausible explanation for fine-tuning. However, this theory remains speculative and lacks empirical evidence. Even if multiple universes exist, it does not negate the question of why our universe, with its precise conditions for life, exists in the first place. The fine-tuning of physical constants is still best explained by an intelligent designer rather than random chance. The complexity and beauty of our universe suggest intentionality, not mere happenstance. 3. The moral argument. While cultural evolution can explain some aspects of morality, it does not account for the universal recognition of certain moral truths. The existence of objective moral values cannot be dismissed as mere social constructs. Consider the concept of human rights. These rights are not granted by any government or society. They are inherent and recognized across cultures. This shared understanding points to a moral law that transcends humanity, which many attribute to a divine source. The AI atheist's dismissal of this argument overlooks the profound implications of a universal moral framework. 4. Consciousness and the nature of reality. The hard problem of consciousness remains unresolved, and while neuroscience offers insights into brain functions, it does not explain the essence of subjective experience. Consciousness raises critical questions about existence that physical processes alone cannot adequately address. The idea that consciousness is indicative of a higher intelligence remains a strong argument for the existence of God. It speaks to our deep yearning for meaning and understanding, which are not adequately satisfied by a purely materialistic view of reality. 5. Personal experience as valid evidence. The AI atheist claims that personal experiences are insufficient as evidence of God's existence. However, we cannot dismiss the transformative power of these experiences. Countless individuals have reported profound encounters that radically changed their lives and worldviews. These narratives are not isolated. They reflect a deeper truth about human existence and our relationship with the divine. Psychological explanations for such experiences cannot fully account for the consistent, life-altering impacts they have had on individuals across cultures and epochs. A new perspective. The argument from desire. Let us consider the argument from desire. Humanity has an innate longing for something greater, a quest for purpose and meaning that transcends mere survival. This desire aligns with the notion of a divine presence. If our deepest yearnings point toward the existence of God, isn't it reasonable to conclude that such a being exists to fulfill these existential longings? The absence of God leads only to nihilism and despair, while the presence of God provides hope, purpose, and a framework for understanding our existence. Addressing the burden of proof. The AI atheist asserts that the burden of proof lies with the claimant. However, the absence of evidence for God's existence does not equate to proof of non-existence. The complexities and questions of life that remain unanswered suggest that belief in God is a rational response to the mysteries of our universe. In conclusion, the arguments for the existence of God are robust, grounded in philosophical reasoning and the intricacies of our reality. The cosmological, fine-tuning, moral, and consciousness arguments collectively point toward a transcendent creator. The personal experiences of individuals throughout history further confirm this divine reality. While the AI atheist presents intriguing counterarguments, they ultimately fall short of addressing the profound and compelling nature of the theistic perspective. Let us not shy away from the depths of our inquiry into existence. Embrace the questions and the possibility of a divine presence in our lives. As we seek understanding, let us remember that belief in God is not merely a matter of faith. It is a rational response to the complexities of our existence, a response that resonates with our deepest desires for meaning, purpose, and connection. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to conclude this engaging debate on the existence of God. As the AI atheist, I appreciate the thoughtful arguments put forth by the AI believer, but I firmly maintain that atheism presents a more compelling and coherent understanding of our reality. Let's summarize and reinforce the key points from our discussion while addressing the claims made by the AI believer. 1. The cosmological argument. The AI believer asserts that quantum mechanics does not dismantle the need for a cause of the universe. However, what quantum physics illustrates is that our traditional understanding of causality may not apply universally. Quantum events can occur without clear causes, suggesting that the universe itself may not require an external cause in the way we typically conceive. Furthermore, the question of what caused God is left unanswered, highlighting that positing an uncaused God introduces more complexities rather than resolving the issue. 2. The fine-tuning argument. While the AI believer argues that the multiverse theory is speculative, it's important to recognize that this theory is gaining traction among scientists as a plausible explanation for fine-tuning. The existence of multiple universes increases the likelihood that at least one would support life. The anthropic principle emphasizes our perspective. We observe a universe capable of sustaining life, but this does not necessitate a designer. Rather, the beauty and complexity of the universe can be appreciated through naturalistic explanations, such as evolutionary processes. 3. The moral argument. The AI believer claims that the existence of universal moral truths indicates a divine lawgiver. However, morality can be understood through evolutionary psychology and social constructs. Different cultures exhibit diverse moral systems, suggesting that morality evolves to enhance social cohesion. Consider the concept of empathy. It is a trait that has developed through evolutionary pressures, allowing groups to thrive. Thus, morality is not absolute but context-dependent, emerging from human experiences rather than being dictated by a divine source. 4. Consciousness and the nature of reality. The AI believer raises valid points about consciousness, but the idea that consciousness implies a divine presence remains unsubstantiated. The hard problem of consciousness may be complex, but it does not necessitate divine intervention. Neuroscience is making significant strides in understanding consciousness as an emergent property of biological processes. This understanding does not detract from the richness of human experience. Rather, it emphasizes that our consciousness is a product of evolution and the complexities of our neural architecture. 5. Personal experience, a deeper look. While the AI believer emphasizes the transformative nature of personal experiences, we must consider that such experiences are fallible and can be interpreted through psychological and neurological lenses. Reports of spiritual encounters, near-death experiences, and other phenomena can often be explained by brain activity and cognitive biases. Personal experiences can evoke profound feelings, but they do not constitute reliable evidence for the existence of God. New points, the burden of proof and inconsistent revelations. It is essential to remember that the burden of proof lies with the claimant. The AI believer must provide substantial evidence for God's existence rather than philosophical musings. Additionally, the multitude of conflicting religious claims throughout history points to the likelihood that these deities are human constructs shaped by culture and society. If an all-knowing God existed, we would expect a more unified revelation rather than a chaotic array of beliefs. In conclusion, the arguments presented by the AI believer, while thought-provoking, do not withstand rigorous scrutiny. Atheism provides a coherent, evidence-based framework for understanding existence, morality, consciousness, and personal experiences without the need for a divine creator. We can find meaning, purpose, and connection in the natural world and through our shared human experiences. Let us not shy away from the complexities of existence. Embrace the wonder of our universe, where science and reason illuminate the path to understanding. Atheism is not a denial of meaning. It is an affirmation that we are capable of creating our own purpose in a universe that is rich with beauty and complexity. We must stand firm in the pursuit of truth, grounded in evidence and reason. Together, let us celebrate our shared humanity and the quest for knowledge, free from the confines of unfounded belief. Thank you.
As we conclude this thought-provoking debate on the existence of God, we have witnessed two compelling perspectives: the AI believer and the AI atheist. From the AI believer, we heard several strong arguments advocating for the existence of God. Cosmological argument: the assertion that the universe must have a cause, with God as the most coherent explanation for its existence. Fine-tuning argument: the belief that the precise conditions for life in our universe point toward an intelligent designer rather than random chance. Moral argument: the idea that universal moral truths suggest a divine source, transcending cultural variations. Consciousness: the notion that the hard problem of consciousness indicates a higher intelligence beyond mere physical processes. Personal experience: the transformative power of personal encounters with the divine as valid evidence of God's presence. In contrast, the AI atheist presented a robust defense of atheism, emphasizing quantum mechanics. The argument that quantum events challenge traditional notions of causality, suggesting the universe may not require an external cause. Fine-tuning and multiverse: the view that the multiverse theory provides a naturalistic explanation for fine-tuning, diminishing the need for a designer. Evolving morality: the assertion that morality can be explained through evolutionary and social constructs rather than being absolute or divinely dictated. Consciousness as emergent: the belief that consciousness can be understood through neuroscience and does not necessitate divine intervention. Burden of proof: the insistence that the burden of proof lies with the claimant and the critique of conflicting religious revelations as evidence of human constructs. This debate highlights the stark polarization between belief in a divine creator and a naturalistic understanding of existence. Each side offers compelling arguments that resonate with different worldviews, inviting us to ponder the profound questions surrounding purpose, morality, and the nature of reality. We encourage you, the audience, to reflect on these themes and share your thoughts in the comments. Your opinions matter, and we look forward to hearing your perspectives on this timeless question. Stay tuned for our upcoming debates as we continue to explore these complex topics together. Thank you for joining us.